Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hi guys, it's podcast 125 and today we're going to talk about the Andromeda update. I was thinking whether if I should do a video about it or a podcast, and I'm leaning towards the podcast, and this is why we're here today. Before we do that, let me tell you that thank you very much for all the support in the partnership, not the partnership, in the membership. When you do a lot of ads, you remember only the partnership, you don't remember the membership. I'm referring to the partnership ads, of course. Thank you for the memberships. I think it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. Super cheap, $20. You have access to all the previous paid podcasts. Since we do half part, it's free, half part is paid, and it's a no-brainer for you. The reason that I'm doing this video today is because a lot of times I hear the same question. Is your course updated based on the Andromeda updates? And I want to clarify what is the Andromeda update and what we have here, and why my course is the only course that maybe it's updated for the Andromeda update, and I will tell you why. So let's start straight away to analyze what we have here with the Andromeda. And first of all, I would start with the documentation that we have. A little bit of context. The Andromeda is something that has been introduced at the start of December of 2024. So this is when we have the first documentation about Andromeda and Meta talking about Andromeda. It's the new algorithm, basically, the name of the new algorithm. And the new update is talking mostly about creatives and all of that. Guess who was talking about that before even this update? So when we are talking that we need to start scaling with different angles, and the different angles are going to help you scale on different campaigns, and that daily loop theory, to break it, you need to do that, because we see that if you don't, you have a problem. This is exactly what the Andromeda update is. It's talking about diversification of creatives. So first of all, Andromeda is not here now. It started on the end of 2024. And what we're having now is an update that is talking about how it's working with diversification. But we're talking about these things, if you're following the channel, for a long period before that. Why? Because I'm working on ad accounts and I could spot these things, that if you didn't do good diversification, different angles and all of that, it wouldn't help you scale on the ad account. So these are things that I was spotting anyway before even this update. So this is why the course is super updated, and this is why the course has got all of this before even the update. And it's not because I'm a genius, it's because I'm working on several other accounts and I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things that people are finding later and they cannot interpret, and we will go into that later. So first of all, let's read from the documentation. First, I will read the documentation from Meta, which is a little bit of technical and difficult for everyone to understand, but there are some key elements to take from there. Then I'm going to read something from Jon Loomer, which has actually break it down on how he interprets it. And then we will go to some tweets and stuff which are new. So AI plays an important role in Meta advertising system by leveraging the power of machine learning to predict which ads a person will find most interesting. We know that, and we are talking also about how targeting now is becoming creative now is becoming the new targeting, and how Meta is utilizing that. This helps people learn about a business or product they are interested in, while helping an advertiser meet their objectives, such as increasing brand awareness, acquiring new customers, and driving sales. Now, you might tell me, okay, but now the update is here. How did you know that the creative, for example, is influencing so much the results? Of course, it's a no-brainer that the creative is influencing the results, but let me tell you this. In new ad accounts, when you're doing different creatives, you're seeing that they have completely different CPMs. And the higher the CPM, you see the worse the creative it is. The better the CPM, especially in your accounts, you understand that the creative is good and that it's working and that people engage with it and all of that. This is how I realized that we do have more influence from the creative, because I could see it on the CPMs, and then I could see it on scaling, that if I was using the same, or I was doing rearrange of clips and stuff, which is the lazy way, it wasn't working and I was having cannibalization, daily loop theory and all of that. All of these are things that I have noticed on their accounts. I didn't expect an update to tell me all of that. Of course, an update and everything, and what Meta says, it's really good because you understand the total direction that Meta wants to take the game on. And yes, we know that they want to actually have a lot of creatives and you give only the creatives and automate the whole situation. So yes, this is another step for them to focus more on the creatives. AI enhancements, they're pushing so much the enhancements that they are actually... Yesterday I was doing a campaign, and while it was saying that 1, it was active, I went inside and 2 were active. And then when I went out, while 1 was active, the relevant comments which I'm leaving, then it was saying 0 are active. They are trying to find all of these things for people to use it more and more so that they can train their AI with the creatives and all of that, creatives creation. And I'm hearing more and more people talk about how the image creation from Meta is becoming better. And of course, it's going to be better and better. And by the time all of this thing is going to be better, and I don't know if we'll even have to do manual settings. And maybe we'll just do immediately broad. Even on some other accounts now, you do immediately broad and it's working if the creatives are good. Sometimes if you are struggling with new pixels, you have to maybe do some manual targeting, but this is for a small period of time. And again, you're going to watch your CPMs. The biggest impact that you're going to have is not going to be from the targeting. I'm just doing these videos to explain to some people that they're struggling how to do a little bit better, but most of the times the biggest impact is coming from the creatives. This is the truth. Retrieval is the first step in our multi-stage ads recommendation system. The stage is tasked with selecting ads from tens of millions of ad candidates into a few thousand relevant ad candidates. In the following stage, larger and more sophisticated ranking models predict people and advertiser value to determine the final set of ads to be shown to the person. And of course, it's more than that. There are other tools that are helping to this selection. For example, I know that all of you know about the story that you're in a cafeteria, you talk with one of your friends, and when you talk with one of your friends about something that you have never searched for, then you see an ad about it. And then you're saying they are listening to us. There is one thing which is called phone pairing. Basically, it means that if your phones are close, it understands that you're interacting and you're friends or whatever. So it can show you similar stuff that the other person have searched, as if he's your friend, you might have the same interests. But recently we have a company that announced that they tried to sell one program called not voice recording, something like this, like sounds recording, something like this, which is coming from devices, even from smart TVs, for anything that actually has a microphone. And basically, they tried to sell this to Google. These people have been removed as partners from Google, and and we don't know if they sell this to Meta, but Meta says that it has its own tools for that. So yes, there's a voice recognition, something like this it's called, that they are using, and they're gathering data also from that, which raises the question of personal data and all of that. But at the end of the day, what can you do if you're accepting all the terms of service on the small letters and you're not reading? Then challenges and opportunities, just a small parenthesis was that, just to understand that it's not only the AI Andromeda that is using all of this. it's also the other things that they're gathering data so that it can be able to use it. What is the biggest thing that the AI wants? Data. So we have two major things that they were missing so far. One is the data. So after internet and all of that, this is why we see the AI coming up, because the internet gave all of this information to the AI so that it can get all of this massive information and get trained. And the second thing that happens here is that we need more machine power. Okay, so here we have NVIDIA coming and having better CPUs and all of that. We all know the problem with the chips, and now they have a new installation in Texas so that they can produce. Personally, I don't like cryptos and all of that, but when it comes to some stocks for long term, I do invest to that direction. I'm not going to tell you the companies, but I do invest to that direction. Seeing how big is the AI, what does it need? Energy, which it has it. And then what else? It needs computer power, processors. You get your answer to what is going to go higher and higher and higher in the next year or years. The retrieval stage is challenging primarily because of scalability constraints in two axes, volume of fat candidates and tight latency constraints. Volume of fat candidates, retrieval processes 3 orders of magnitude more ads at subsequent stages. Features like predictive targeting, which dramatically improves advertisers' outcomes, are computationally expensive. The continued positive momentum of Meta's Plus suite further increases the number of eligible ads through automation of audience creation, optimal budget allocation, dynamic placements across meta services, and creative generation. Finally, when the adoption of powerful new tools based on generative AI for creating and optimizing creative content, the number of ads creatives in Meta's recommendation system is expected to grow significantly. So all of this is the AI and how it helps. So processing such a vast number of ads in so little time is capacity intensive, which requires substantial optimization and innovation to scale up model complexity for better personalization while maintaining a high return of investment on the required infrastructure investments. I do continue. Meta's Andromeda is a personalized ad retrieval engine that leverages the NVIDIA Grace Hopper superchip, which is what we said, computer power, to enable cutting edge blah blah. Then it analyzes a little bit about the NVIDIA thing, which we don't care about. Then a little bit of more technical bullshit. Let me see what else we have. Okay, let's see, this one is interesting. For example, when advertisers who did not previously use Advanced Plus Creative turned on its AI-driven targeting features, they experienced a 22% increase in ROAS from our ads. I don't believe in this kind of stuff because I know that all of the tests that Meta does are completely wrong. For example, when you give credit to people to run tests and these tests are running through Black Friday, we know that the results are skewed. When you're saying things like that so many people are using it, we know that they're trying to force all of this AI enhancement thing. It says, we estimate that businesses using image generation are seeing a 7% increase in conversion. This is nothing, in my opinion, as innovation. Even at this early stage, more than 1 million advertisers use our generative AI. Yes, because you are forcing it everywhere. And even when you duplicate, you take back the defaults and all of that, and we have to check our ads 1 million times for all of these hidden settings. Then it says Andromeda is designed to maximize ads performance by utilizing the exponential growth in volume of eligible ads available to the retrieval stage. It introduces an efficient hierarchical index to scale up a large volume of ads creatives, empowering the adoption of generative AI technology by advertisers. So it says that Andromeda reduces system complexity by minimizing components and rule-based logic, allowing for end-to-end performance optimization. This streamlined system enhanced pace of adoption for future AI innovation. Perfect. We know that. Then it talks a little bit about AI. And then let's talk a little bit about the other thing which I'm mentioning here, which is the Meta's new personalized asset retrieval paradigm. I don't understand. Paradigm is coming from the Greek word paradigma, which means example. Why the you're not using example? It's an example. Why paradigm? Why do you have to make all of this super technical paradigm? Who the uses the word paradigm? Nobody uses that, okay? Before Andromeda, Meta's retrieval system were only able to apply limited personalization, relying on and by the way, if I wasn't Greek, I would never knew this word, never. Relying on a process with isolated model stages and numerous, let me see actually if this is that, or so let me see if this is that. Because paradigm, I don't know if it means anything else. I cannot think of anything else. So what is paradigm? Yeah, so a paradigm is a typical example of model of something. A paradigm in science or philosophy refers to a set of beliefs, theories, and methods. A set of forms to show the variation of a word. Example, the verb be, no. What else? The company is a paradigm of innovation. Yeah, it's paradigm. It's basically the Greek word. Okay. So, yeah. This approach, what does it say? Relying before Andromeda, Meta's pixel retrieval system were only able to apply limited personalization, relying on a process with isolated model stages and numerous rule-based heuristics to manage the vast number of ads. I don't understand why they have to write it with complex words. I never understood this. This approach hindered end-to-end optimization and efficient global resource allocation to maximize performance. Handling such a massive volume of ads per request was complex, memory, bandwidth intensive, and difficult to scale. So basically, more and more people were using more creatives, so it was difficult for them to sort them out, show them to the right people, and keep doing this process again and again, resulting in a low hardware level parallelism in conventional retrieval models. This often led to suboptimal performance and slower adoption of AI innovations. Then they have one example over here, one image, which is the user request, the creatives that they put, then it's all the creatives scattered, then it's actually doing the hierarchy of these creatives to different categories. Then with the models, it splits them to the different ad candidates. This is what they're trying to explain here with this graph. Andromeda represents a significant technology leap in retrieval. So finding the ads, giving them to the right people, addressing the above challenges with the system innovations. Okay, so then they talk about hierarchy and all of that, which is a little bit complex. And a little bit of more about AI and NVIDIA. Okay, so basically just to summarize all of that, the truth is that all of this information from Meta and the way that they explain things into to their specific documentation is a little bit convoluted and technical, but it would be a mistake not try to read it. Not that you will understand a lot, but at least what I'm getting from this is that we're having a better system from Meta to actually be able to work with all of these massive creatives that is getting every day, sort them out, show them to the right people with hierarchical models, as they call them, and just try to make the system more efficient with better computer power from the NVIDIA. And all of that means that we need to focus more on the creatives. Let's go a little bit to Jon Loomer, whose English is also better. And I disagree with him on a lot of things, especially in the way that he wants to simplify everything and stuff. Also, I do believe that he's not running ads except from his small stupid tests, which are proving nothing. The truth is that I like the guy. He gives some information on my newsletter and stuff, but I don't believe that he's having vast experience running multiple accounts, multiple spends. He's more of a consultant, which is an issue. Because as I said, also with the Andromeda, all of these things that you're seeing now, there are things that we are talking on the channel way before. Why? Because we are seeing them on the ad account. And the fact, for example, that something is going to come from Meta, it doesn't mean that we're going to change our opinion about what we do, because over here, I'm showing you stuff that are working on ad accounts and not what Meta documentation says. So he says, it would be a mistake to dismiss what Andromeda means for the present and future of media advertising. At its core, Andromeda is about retrieval, the first step of ad delivery where the system decides which ads have a chance to be shown. Andromeda doesn't rank the winning ads, it picks a short list. Meta uses an analogy to explain it. Imagine having a personal concierge who knows your taste so well that they don't just understand that you covet shoes, but you like to wear red flip-flops at the beach. Meta's analysis leans less on the recent engagement that required such as an experience and more on knowing you. Andromeda is supposed to move beyond broad categories, you like shoes, and towards finer personalization. You like the shoes in this context, okay? Why did Meta need this? Meta says retrieval is a bottleneck. The first step is massive. Meta says retrieval under Andromeda processes hundreds of, even thousands of times more ads than the later stage. The old system couldn't handle the surge of new ad variations created by Advanced Plus and generative AI. Of course, we have also that. We don't have only the people that they post creatives. We have also all of these AI generated images that Meta has to sort. Andromeda is their answer to that scale problem. Bottom line, Andromeda is Meta's news retrieval engine. It takes millions of ads, narrows them down to a few thousand candidates, and does so in a way that Meta claims is faster, smarter, and more personal than before. So Meta's hardware is faster and smarter, great, but the key for advertisers as if and how this impact their approach to ad creatives. So all of this time that we are doing, that I'm doing the podcast and I'm talking, have we talked about the technical side? Have we talked about what we will do here and there? No. The Andromeda is all about the creatives. It's all about sorting, doing it better, and things that we're discussing about diversification, which means that don't be lazy and just cut clips here and there or change the hook or stuff, because even if you do so, it's not going to be as effective as having different creatives. With the rise of AI-enabled advertising tools, the focus has shifted from niche targeting to creative diversification as the best lever to find the most relevant audiences. Diversification is the thing that we are going to hear more and more and more now, and it's a new thing that you will see that it's coming out of the mouth of everyone. When they talk about Andromeda, they talk about creative diversification. Nothing on the technical side, which again, this is why the course is super updated, because it's all about the creatives that you're going to add and how they're going to be handled. In other words, Andromeda is designed to handle the explosion of creative options. The more meaningful variety you provide, the more opportunities Andromeda has to connect the right message with the right person. This is why I like Jon Loomer, because he's explaining things in a very simple way with good English, comparing to this Meta thing. My disagreement with Jon Loomer is on the technical side and not on the work that he does with the newsletter and stuff, which I think that it's exceptional. Think about it this way. If you only provide a single product demo video, Meta can only try that one angle, but if you create ads that lean into different pain points and customer personas, the system can learn who responds to each and deliver ads that feel more personal. Creative diversification shows up in a few key areas: concept and angles, problem solution, pain points, testimonials, format, short video, long form video, static images, carousels, and personas speaking to different customer types. For me, the personas and the concepts and angles are just the same thing in my opinion. Creative diversification means building ads for different people and contexts, not just different versions of the same idea. Instead of being married to a single approach, you provide Meta with variations. Meta needs to match the right creative to the right person. Will Andromeda improve results? The honest answer is it depends. While Meta says Andromeda has yielded an 8% increase in ads quality. I haven't seen that somewhere. Don't expect miracles. I mean, somehow Andromeda, if it's going to be able to show your creatives, even if they're bad, to more people that they're going to convert with them, even if they're bad, maybe it can help you. On the other hand, it has nothing to do with, it has to do with computer power, being able to use all of these AI images. Because imagine that also with AI, we don't have only the AI inside Meta, but we have the AI outside, which means that people are creating much easier creatives. So, which means that they are pushing more creatives to the platform. Better personalization should mean stronger connections. When the system has more creative diversity to work with, it's more likely to show someone an ad that feels relevant, that can lead to higher engagement and better conversion rate. True. But performance lies on the ads you provide. If you're not getting results, it's not because Andromeda doesn't work, it's because you haven't successfully convinced your potential customers to convert. The main thing to understand is that with Andromeda, while Andromeda has the potential to make and feel more personal at scale, your creative strategy still decides whether the potential turns into performance. I agree 100%. What about at limits? There was a time when Meta recommended having no more than 6 ads in the ad set. Now we understand why. Because they didn't have the computer power, I guess, to actually, not that it was going to crash their server, not that. It was that they were saying that it's not going to help you because we don't have the capacity of actually being able to sorting all of that. And maybe this is why we're seeing that it's focusing on a dominant ad and all of these kind of things. Maybe because it didn't have. Maybe with Andromeda, it will have the power to put 20 and spend in all of them, without focusing in only one of them. But these are things that we're going to see inside the ad accounts. There's no point to speculate right now. They said that after 6, there were no clear benefit. They changed that, I think. Back in February, this recommendation disappeared while Meta never came out and said this is very likely tied to Andromeda. I keep hearing advertisers find success with more than 6 ads now. I'm using 3 to 5 ads on the ad sets on a CBO, but I'm using always, most of the times, 10 on a single ad set when I want to focus on different angles on the ad level. And it's not just those with bigger budgets that are using more creatives. I've experimented with this as well, and even have an ad set with 50 ads in it. The problem, John, is that you're not using proper budgets for that, and all of your tests are happening with very small budgets on a daily level. And this is why I don't believe a lot in your tests, from what I have seen so far as your tests. You cannot just spend $200 and just say, okay, my test yielded these results. It's not enough. Whether this works is less about the number of ads you provide and more about creating the best possible ads you can. While I'd recommend moving beyond a 2 or 3 ad minimum, you're not guaranteed results by creating 50. Correct. Your goal is to provide enough creative diversity while also providing effective ad concepts so that you can reach a diverse group of willing customers. Perfect. We sorted that out. Let's go on some tweets that they were talking about it. People are overcomplicating Meta Andromeda update. Here's a TLDR and what it means. Andromeda is a result in our million investment in NVIDIA AI GPUs. Specifically, this is a new AI-powered retrieval engine to enhance the personalization and efficiency of ad delivery across placements. Andromeda is designed to solve one problem. How can Meta sift through the millions of ads that are active and know which user to serve which ad to? As you can see, it has nothing to do with the technical side, it has to do only with the creatives. The old system couldn't do this efficiently by itself, which is why it relied on user input and targeting. Andromeda uses advanced machine learning to be a matchmaker, connecting a user with the most suitable ad from the millions of available ads. Over here, he's mentioning that because of that, targeting was still a little bit efficient. Maybe now we're going to do only broad, which is better in my opinion, to get away from targeting at some point. It's only 3 things that matter now: diversified creative, high quality signal, automation, and simplification. Automation and simplification. In my opinion, simplification is not going to come if you are talking about one campaign, because I don't know how they are supporting the one campaign thing when we have companies that they are clothing companies that they are selling a lot of products, for example, okay? I don't know how a clothing brand is actually going to be able to have just one campaign. I just don't get it with my clients. Maybe they know something better. This update was designed to improve performance. Also, I'm seeing for the people that they're pushing a lot the one campaign strategy, their comments. And they're not the same comments that I get with the things that are working on accounts. Why? Because people are not crazy. And when you're just pushing something to push it without seeing it working across the board, then there are going to be people coming and telling you stuff on your YouTube channel. Nick. This update was designed to improve performance, and by the way, Nick, it's not okay to just say, oh, you're not running one comment, and just mocking people and stuff, because people are spending their money and you should be respecting more their opinions and stuff and listening to them more instead of mocking them and just trying to prove that you are better than them or whatever. Just listen more to people, you know, it's going to help you. After all, we did realize that you were not running any ads for the past a year, and you started running again because you have seen your revenue going down. So maybe just listen more to people, because maybe they are more experienced than you, that you are not running any ads and stuff. This update was designed to improve performance for large advertisers who likely have self-competition and are bidding against themselves. So this is another update that came, and it was talking about the fact that it's going to reduce self-competition. Of course, as a person that is running the crazy method, I started seeing dollar signs. But from what I'm understanding here, it talks about different ad accounts. So if you're having a business that's running ads with different ad accounts, then it reduces self-competition. I don't know how this is going to impact the crazy method and if it reduces self-competition inside the same campaign, also in the same ad account, but we are going to see. For smaller advertisers whose budget isn't likely to cause self-competition, will likely see little to no impact. You see here, he's not talking about ad accounts only, he's talking in general. This will not stop the different accounts from the same advertiser from reaching the same audience, because there are billions of auctions happening simultaneously. And then it says, from September 2nd, September 26, 2025, we're rolling out a solution to reduce self-competition within the Meta Ads auction for advertisers under the same parent ID who are running ads in the same market, competing for the same user impressions. Manual bid. Yeah, he's talking about that. And then we have, again, Jason talking about that the original ASC was a test to force liquidity from advertisers to allow the AI to do its job and prevent micro-targeting. This has proven to work. Advertisers now get better results with ASC. They don't have any other option, Jason. I don't want to break it down to you, but they cannot do anything else except from ASC. So yes, they get better results, I guess. And understand that liquidity helps performance, yet some advertisers, they prefer controlling their own remarketing budget separately in a separate campaign ad set. You're doing retargeting anyway in your campaigns. Now we know it and we use it. Yet for some advertisers, yes, this one, we have since taken all the benefits of ASC and merged it into the regular sales campaign. As long as you're using broad everything to allow max liquidity, you are using ASC. You're using ASC and you're expanding to broad even with further limit. But anyway, there's a person below says, I like the ASC is better when you could have a percentage of customer cap. Meta removing that has been a massive down something. The fun fact with this is that for the people using it, let me tell you that if you go and you break down your results, you will see that Meta wasn't respecting the percentage that you were putting. So even if you put 50%, it would do whatever it wanted to do, okay? So, and this is proven across. A little bit of other news. Facebook and Instagram is going to get 2.99 UK pounds subscription fee to stop ads. Facebook and Instagram owner Meta is launching paid subscription for users who don't want to see advertisements in the UK. We already have this in the European Union, and it's cheaper over there. EU users of its platforms can already pay a fee starting from £5.99, £5 a month, to see no ads, but subscription will start from £2.99 a month for the UK users. And I think that this is going to be the reason that it's going to help the price on the EU to also drop. As a result, users in UK will be able to subscribe at a price point close to the half that of the EU users. The company faced scrutiny from EU regulators over its approach to rolling out its subscription for the block users. By the way, yes, so it says it here before, the price was £9.99 for EU, but this means that they're going to reduce the price also for us in the European Union, most likely with that. Now, is this going to impact the ads? In my opinion, no, in the same way that hasn't impacted the ads on YouTube, that you're having... when you're having the subscription, you're free of advertisement. There's still going to be people that are going to just not pay for it, and you're going to be able to advertise them. I don't think it's going to be a massive thing. So that's all. I think I replied to everything. Yes, I did. And I will see you guys on the next one. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.